WWE fans around the world, brace yourselves, because something absolutely earth-shattering has just taken place. An event so unpredictable, so unbelievable, that it's left the WWE Universe reeling. Roman Reigns has returned, not just to reclaim his spot at the top of the food chain, but to completely change the game in ways nobody saw coming. In a move that defies expectations and flips years of storytelling on its head, the Tribal Chief has reformed the Shield. Yes, the Shield, but with a shocking and controversial twist that has fans, commentators, and even fellow superstars struggling to comprehend the implications. It all began when Jacob Fatu delivered a jaw-dropping betrayal, turning on Solo Sikoa in the most brutal fashion imaginable. Solo, who had risen to take control of the bloodline in Roman's absence, saw his leadership and legacy ripped apart in seconds as Fatu launched a vicious assault that cost him the money in the bank briefcase and shattered the foundations of his power. The betrayal came like a bolt of lightning, unexpected and devastating, and in its wake came a moment of opportunity, one that only a master strategist like Roman Reigns could seize. As the WWE Universe was still buzzing from the chaos of Money in the Bank 2025, where Seth Rollins claimed the briefcase after Fatu's interference and Jey Uso lost his title to the dominating force that is Gunther, Roman Reigns made his long-awaited return. But this was no ordinary comeback. Roman didn't return to pick up the pieces of the bloodline. He returned to burn it down and build something even more powerful in its place. Rather than salvaging what was left, he destroyed what remained and began anew. Standing at the top of the ramp under the spotlight, Roman was flanked by two ominous figures clad in black tactical gear, evoking memories of the original Shield that once ruled WWE with an iron fist. The energy in the arena was electric. Fans were frozen with anticipation. As the two figures slowly pulled off their masks, the collective gasp from the crowd echoed through the building. On Roman's right stood none other than Jacob Fatu, the man who had just betrayed Solo Sikoa. On his left was Jey Uso, the same man who only moments ago had suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of Gunther and seemed to be at a crossroads between pride and family. Roman Reigns didn't just show up, he declared war. His voice thundered through the arena. You wanted chaos? You got it. The bloodline is dead. Long live the Shield. And with that, all hell broke loose. Fatu launched himself into action, decimating Bronson Reed with a jaw-dropping moonsault that left the powerhouse writhing in pain. Jey followed up with a thunderous superkick that sent shockwaves through the ring. Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman could only stand frozen, their celebrations and plans obliterated in an instant by the arrival of this new, terrifying alliance. But the story runs deeper. Jacob Fatu's betrayal of Solo wasn't some rogue act of rebellion. It was part of Roman's grand design. It was a test, a loyalty check disguised as treachery, and Fatu passed it with brutal efficiency. Meanwhile, Jey Uso's return to Roman's side came after a long and painful reckoning. Having lost to Gunther and received a cryptic message from Roman, Jey was forced to choose between going it alone or accepting his place in a new hierarchy. In the end, family won out, and Jey realigned himself with Roman, though whether out of trust, fear, or strategy remains unclear. This new Shield, dubbed by fans as Shield 2.0, is not just a reunion. It's a reinvention. Roman has taken elements of his past and fused them with the chaos of the present to forge a faction that could eclipse even the glory of the original Shield or the power of the bloodline. This version is darker, more calculating, and far more dangerous. Fatu brings unfiltered aggression and unpredictability, while Jey adds experience, passion, and emotional depth to the group's dynamic. And Roman? He remains the puppet master, the tribal chief who always has a plan and always finds a way to stay on top. Paul Heyman now finds himself staring into the abyss. His hopes for a new dominant faction are unraveling as Roman asserts control once more, this time with allies that even Heyman didn't anticipate. Solo Sikoa, the former heir to the bloodline's throne, lies broken, physically and mentally, having witnessed his rise end in betrayal and violence. His fate remains uncertain. Will he seek revenge? Will he spiral out of control? Or will he retreat and regroup, waiting for the perfect time to strike back? And then there's the haunting moment that concluded Roman's return. He never touched Seth Rollins, never laid a finger on him. Instead, he simply pointed at the money in the bank briefcase Rollins had just won, and smiled. That silent gesture said more than words ever could. It was a promise, a threat, a warning. Roman Reigns isn't just back, he's watching, waiting, planning. Now, the WWE Universe finds itself standing on the edge of a new era, one marked by betrayal, rebirth, and the return of a faction that once ruled the company with dominance. But this Shield is no longer about justice, it's about survival, control, and total domination. Roman Reigns has rewritten the rules once again. And in doing so, he's made it clear that no one is safe. Not Rollins, not Heyman, not Solo, and maybe not even his own allies. What happens next is anyone's guess. Can Heyman's faction regroup and counter this new threat? Will Solo return with vengeance in his heart? Is Jey truly loyal, or is he setting the stage for another stunning betrayal? Will Seth Rollins cash in the briefcase before Roman can strike, or will he fall victim to the calculated assault that's undoubtedly on the horizon? This is only the beginning. The war between Shield 2.0 and the fractured remains of the Bloodline, the Rollins-led resistance, and Heyman's desperate contingency plans is about to explode. Don't blink. Don't miss a second. WWE will never be the same again. Leave your thoughts below, share your theories, and let your voice be heard. Hit that like button, subscribe to stay locked in, and turn on those notifications because the Tribal Chief has returned, the Shield is reborn, and the battle for WWE supremacy is just beginning. WWE fans, prepare yourselves. What just transpired has taken the entire wrestling world by storm. Roman Reigns has made an earth-shattering return, and with him comes a shocking resurrection of the Shield. But this time, with a twist no one could have predicted. The new alliance includes a jaw-dropping addition that has completely flipped the script. After Jacob Fatu's stunning betrayal of Solo Sikoa, a move that cost Solo the money in the bank briefcase and sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe, Roman seized the moment to reclaim his dominance. With the dust barely settling from the explosive events of Money in the Bank 2025, fans are still trying to comprehend what just happened. Seth Rollins emerged victorious, clutching the coveted briefcase after a vicious ambush orchestrated by Fatu. Meanwhile, Jey Uso suffered a heartbreaking loss to Gunther, surrendering his championship in one of the night's biggest upsets. But the chaos didn't stop there. Out of nowhere, Roman Reigns made his epic return, not just to address the crumbling bloodline, but to reshape the entire WWE landscape. The Tribal Chief had a choice to make: watch his once mighty empire collapse under the weight of betrayal and broken alliances, or rise again by forging a new legacy. True to form, Roman did the